Hello, kindred spirit. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to take you along on the adventure as I recently visited my family and friends in the United States. It's a long trip to go all the way to San Diego from France, and so we try to see as many people as we can, spend as much quality time with our friends and people we love back home. And we also visited San Diego, Oceanside, my hometown, and Laguna Beach. And I just love this little town. Look how cute it is with the gelato shop. My mom and I got chocolate covered strawberries while we were here. It was just such a fun time, and I thought I would take you along for the journey. When I was a teenager, I always spent my time in two places, the theater and the Oceanside Public Library. So of course I had to visit my favorite place in Oceanside. Isn't it so beautiful with the water and the palm trees? When I was a teenager, I used to volunteer here at the library, and I would also tutor students here. While visiting, I was even able to ask them if they would have my book here at the library. So if you want to get my book, Slow Living, and have it at your local public library, just call up your local library and ask them to get it. We stayed at the most beautiful resort. This is a hotel I've been wanting to stay at for years. It's called the Seabird. It was really nice. Oh my gosh, the sheets were so nice. It was such a good night's rest that first night after not sleeping for 24 hours. We had s'mores with my friend from high school. We used the jacuzzi. And it was just so nice to see lots of people. You know, living in France, I kind of am a hermit. I love spending a lot of time by myself in nature. And so when I get a chance to see all of my favorite people in one place, I take advantage of it. And I'm just very social, and it's really nice just to have a different routine, different energy for a little bit. I love living in Europe. I would choose Europe over the US any day, but I will admit when I got back to France, I was already missing California so much. Hello from Brooklyn, New York. I just got off my plane last night. It was a long flight, and I'm now here in Brooklyn, in Bushwick. And I'm staying at the coolest loft. I kind of wanted to show you guys this place. Look at this cool loft. Is this not the coolest spot? The woman that I'm staying with, she's a fashion designer. So, I mean, you can tell she's got amazing sense of style, like all these cool, fun, quirky pieces. Really, really interesting. And there's also Raoul, who is the resident kitty. And I'm surprised, he's so independent. He's such an independent little baby. Yes, honey. He and I made biscuits together this morning in bed when I woke up. It was very sweet. So I totally manifested this Airbnb, by the way. I had been looking at Airbnbs for like 2 weeks, trying to find a place that fit everything that I wanted. I wanted a place that felt like Brooklyn. I wanted it to be kind of like an artist space and have like a quirky, fun, kind of artistic vibe. But I also wanted there to be lots of light flooding the apartment. I wanted it to be near Williamsburg, so it's walking distance to all the shops and the restaurants and boutiques and things like that. And then I was really hoping as like an added bonus to stay with a cat. And I just can't believe, like, I literally manifested everything I wanted on my list for the Airbnb. But the thing is, it took patience. I never settled for any of the runners up. Like, I found quite a few places that were good, but not exactly what I was looking for. There was always something wrong with it or something that I didn't love about it. But I held out, I waited, I had a lot of patience, and I did not settle for anything less than what I 100% wanted. And so I'm so glad I did that, because then this space opened up very last minute, and it's only $70 a night, the most affordable Airbnb I've been able to find in New York City. And it has a kitty, Raoul, who is just the sweetest little one. Manifestation can be this simple, but you can't settle. You can't settle for less than what you want. You have to hold out and wait. Because I'm a big believer that the universe tests us. And so are we willing to wait for the thing that is of the highest, most authentic version of our sense of self? Or are we going to just settle? You know, something to always think about. Ah, Brooklyn. Oh, I love Brooklyn so much. It has such a different pace from Manhattan. It doesn't have that hustle and bustle. It's more leafy, feels more suburban, lots of families and kids in strollers. It's just more laid back, and I just love basing myself here when I come to New York. I love Brooklyn. I love it here. This is like my favorite. Isn't Brooklyn amazing? All the families and the strollers and the dogs. You know, I think a lot of people assume that slow living looks a certain way. Like you can't live in a city, or you have to speak a certain way, or dress a certain way, or you have to be in a cottage, or living off grid, or being a minimalist. And the thing about slow living is that it's so much deeper than that. It's a way of being, of embodying presence and neutrality and groundedness in even the most chaotic environments. You can live slowly and be a nomad. You can live slowly and be a heavy metal lover. You can live slowly and travel the world endlessly and live in big cities. There's no one way that slow living looks like. And I feel like with the internet and because of the growth of slow living since the pandemic, we have just made this curated aesthetic of what it looks like. And I'm here on the internet to really show how it can be different, how it really is all dependent on you living true to yourself and living in alignment with who you really are deep down and going at the pace that feels right for you. Slow living is not quiet living. It is living in presence, in peace, living in alignment with your intuition and not feeling pressured to go at the speed of what everyone else is doing, but to honor yourself and honor your inner voice. That's what slow living is to me. Hey guys, so I just wanted to pop on and share a little story time. So it is the day of checkout. I am heading back to France today, late this evening. I'm going to meet up with a friend this afternoon. We got standing room only tickets to see Funny Girl on Broadway with Leah Michelle. We're really excited.
We got front row. We're front row.
$42 for front row seats to Funny Girl. I wanted to share a really funny story with you because this is something I feel like I manifested this last night, and it was a really, really cool experience that I had. And it has to do with manifestation, and it has to do with expanders and why it's so important to surround yourself with people who show you that what you want is possible, that what you want is relatable and it's doable. Because the thing is, our subconscious has to see something to believe it. We can't just have a dream or want to manifest something and not actually believe that it can happen. We have to see that someone has done it before us, because often that will A, show our subconscious brain that it's possible and that we can actually do it, and which B, gives us the motivation to actually go after doing something. Yesterday afternoon, I was walking around the Upper East Side after exploring Central Park and seeing the cherry blossoms, and unfortunately there weren't many cherry blossoms. They were all dead. So I just kind of wandered around, called my mom, and I ended up on the Upper East Side near the Cafe Carlyle. And you guys know this from before in my Paris vlog, but anytime I'm in a city and I'm traveling and I really have to pee, I really have to go to the bathroom, I will go to my local nearest, fanciest hotel. If it's a 5-star hotel, I will walk right in, I will go into the lobby and I will use the restroom. I've never had a problem with this. I've never been stopped. No one's ever asked me if I have my hotel key card or whatever. I think a lot of people think that you have to go to a bar and buy a drink to use the restroom, but you don't. You just have to go to a hotel and go into the lobby, act like you're staying there and just use the restroom. It's so easy. I've been doing it for years. It's an amazing little trick. I walked into the Cafe Carlyle because it was right across the street. I went and used the restroom, and as I come out, I see a big poster of Candace Bushnell. If you guys don't know who Candace Bushnell is, she is the author of Sex and the City. She wrote all of the magazine articles, the article, the column, Sex and the City, before it ever became a TV show. She is the original Carrie Bradshaw. She created this alter ego called Carrie Bradshaw. and she would become her when going out on dates to kind of have a social experience of understanding dating and sex and men. She wrote a column about it in the New York Observer in the 90s, and the column was very popular at the time, and she ended up turning it into an anthology, a book, and then that book got greenlit and was turned into Sex and the City, the TV show that we all know, and then the movies that we all know with Sarah Jessica Parker. So she is like the Carrie Bradshaw, the original, the OG person that experienced all that, and then she wrote about it. And so, you know, she's always been an expander for me. Like, I grew up in high school watching Sex and the City. I have watched so many interviews of Candace Bushnell over the years. I've read stuff online. I've spent tons of hours just like researching her and learning from her, but I've never seen her, met her, or heard it in person. And so I was just like, oh my God, like, I have to go to this. So here's the thing that's really crazy, and this is why I think I manifested this, because just a few days prior, I was in a cafe and I was writing a list of updated expanders. But basically every like quarter of the year, I update my list, because it's really important to start surrounding yourself with expanders, to consume expanders content, to read their books, to watch their life, to be in their life, because we have to see something to believe that something's possible for ourselves. And so I was writing an updated expander list for this quarter, and I was just pre-writing just a random bunch of people that I'm inspired. And so what's crazy is I wrote down Candace Bushnell's name, and I thought of her. She randomly popped up in my mind like 4 or 5 days ago, which is crazy because I don't usually, I'm not always thinking about her, right? But she just popped in my head and I wrote down her on my list. So that was weird, right? So it's kind of, I already called that in. But the second thing that makes this manifestation really cool is yesterday morning, as I was on the subway, I was asking the universe, I was like, universe, in my head, I was thinking this. I was like, because I do little prayers, little blessings, like, please send me this type of blessing, or can you help me with this today? Like, I'm always in communication with the universe and the divine all day long. Even if it's just to express gratitude and like, I love you, like, I'm here, I hear you, I see you, you know, I'm always in communication. But yesterday morning on the subway, I was like, oh, dear universe, can you please send me a fun adventure today? Like, send me a little fun, exciting adventure to go. Flash forward, 6, 7 hours later, as I'm walking in the middle of the afternoon in the Upper East Side, there just happens to be a poster of Candace Bushnell. And this week only is her one-woman performance, her one-woman show, detailing her experiences and her story. So I just thought that was crazy. So I was looking at this poster in the lobby, and the manager of the theater comes out, manager of the Cafe Carlisle, and he says hello, and he says something like, oh my gosh, your smile is so beautiful, you just lighten this place up. He said something like that, and so we started talking, and I was like, is Candace Bushnell performing tonight? And he was like, yeah, but it's opening night, so it's gonna be full. There's like no tickets available. It's like completely packed. Like, oh, I'm so bummed. She's such an expander for me. I would love to see her. I'm flying out tomorrow back to France. It's the only day I could do, but I understand, it's cool. And then he was like, here, let me give you my card. Come back like 15 minutes before the show. 15 minutes before the show, come back here, ask for me, and we'll see if I can get you in. No promises, but maybe I can get you a standing room ticket, or you can come in the back or something. I was like, what? That is crazy and so cool, so nice of him. And so, yeah, I came back 15 minutes later. I went for hours. I went and had dinner with my friend and walked around the village, and then I came back 15 minutes before the show. I asked for him, and he came out and he said, oh, we might be able to seat you at the bar. Let me check. And then he goes in and he finds that there is a table available, and it's one of the best seats in the entire theater. Best seats. Like, it's right next to the theater. It's right next to where she will be performing. And yeah, I got that really close to the stage table, and I got to connect with people sitting next to me. They were really nice. It was such a cool performance. Just hearing all the stories about how there was a real life Mr. Big, you know, all the stories about her career and how when she moved to New York in the 70s, it was super gross and super dangerous and dirty. And she would go to Studio 54 and she would dance with people, and she'd be like, you need a writer? I'm a writer. And she would like go to other people and be like, you need a writer? I'm I'm a writer. So it was really funny, just like hearing all of her stories about how she got started with writing and how she became an author, how she got her first column, you know, all the random pieces and freelance jobs she would do before she got her big break, which was Sex and the City, and then eventually Lipstick Jungle came out, which was big for her. It's so cool to like hear the story firsthand, and it was really entertaining. She was really funny, really cool, really light, really quirky. She had a lot of energy, which it was really fun to just be in her presence. And then afterward, I like ran up to her and I got a picture, which I was so ballsy, so gutsy of me to just go up to her and get a picture, but no one was doing it, but I did it. I was like, I'm getting a fucking picture. But yeah, no, it was really cool. It was really, really cool. And I wanted to share this story because I do think I manifested it. Like I really do. Like, you know, it's a combination of asking for what you want. Like I want to be surrounded by new expanders in my life, and I want some kind of fun adventure today. But then also, you know, just going about my day, like being present. And that's such a huge thing with manifestation is like, I think a lot of people think you need to write a list or have a vision board and then you need to think about it and visualize it constantly. And I don't agree with that. I think that's BS. It's baloney. What you need to do is just write a list down and then forget about it and start expanding. And expanding means you need to get into receptive mode. And that means surrounding yourself with expanders. Watching, consuming people's content, reading their books, being around people who inspire you and show you that what you want is doable, relatable, and it's possible. Because the thing is, our subconscious will not believe that something is possible unless we see it, or it's kind of connected to us, or like it shows us that it's possible that we could do it too. And it also gives us the motivation to actually go after what we want in life, is if we see it being done by someone else that we're like, I could do that. I could totally do that. I think I could do that. So it's like it fuels us to take the drive, the action and the motivation to actually do it. Gives us that drive. So that's a huge part of manifestation. It's just been one of those cool, like, little gifts from the universe, little fun, little delights, little like experiences that the universe sends us to show you like, hey, like your desires are so welcome. They're so available and they're here. And just pay attention and listen to yourself. But also I had to pee and I followed my gut, which was go into the Cafe Carlisle, even though it's super fancy. Maybe you don't fit in there. Go in anyway and use the bathroom. And I did, and that's how I got to see her poster in the lobby. I am here at the McKibben Lofts, this Airbnb, which used to be the famous loft building here in Williamsburg. I'm gonna be here until a couple more hours. I'm gonna chill here and pack. I have to pack all my stuff for the flight today. And then I'm gonna go meet up with my friend Seth to go see Funny Girl. This, I have to say, this trip, guys, has been one of the funnest trips of my life. I've never spent more money on a trip, but I've also never had so much fun. Like, this has truly been maybe the funnest week of my life. I'm more into experiences than buying things, although I did buy some really cute shoes. They're like Barbie pink. They're super fun. They're pink and yellow. I'll show them to you. I'd rather spend my money on experiences with friends and like experiences doing fun things and interesting things. And this week has just been nonstop full of experiences. I went to Disneyland with Sophie, Malama Life here on YouTube. You guys might know her channel. She does amazing videos, beautiful creative storytelling, like films on slow living and minimalism and intentional living. She is such a kindred spirit. Oh, I love her. She's so sweet and so cool. And Alex and I went to 50s night, throwback night at Disneyland, which is like, oh my God, it was the coolest thing. We got to dress up in the 50s and they played 50s music all night, and we got to see the original fireworks show that they played in 1955, 7. We saw people swing dancing. There was a live big band. Like it was just so cool. And then Alex and I went to the Ali and AJ concert. They are on tour, or they just finished their tour from the With Love album. So we got to see them at the Hammerstein Ballroom. And then I saw this one-woman show last night, and then today I'm going to see Funny Girl with Leah Michele on Broadway. It's just like, it's been nonstop fun. And my wallet is a lot thinner than it used to be, but damn, has it been so worth it. I think so many people are so afraid to spend money. They're all about saving and budgeting and frugality. And I am definitely a frugal like person in terms of mindset, in terms of like just my values, you know, make do with what you can, you know, don't overspend, you know, that's a big part of who I am and like what I believe with money. But I also believe in abundance. And I believe that there's always more money where that came from. There's always more money to go around. You never have to worry. Money is constantly circulating. It's always accessible and easy to make. And that's just like my deep subconscious belief. And it's been a lot of healing because as a child, I did not believe this. I was not shown this as a child. But over the last 3 years, I've been doing a lot of healing work and really reprogramming my money beliefs. And ever since, I've just been attracting more and more abundance in my life. I think a lot of people are afraid to spend money. They're afraid to like spend money on themselves, enjoy their life, enjoy themselves. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to spend money. I'm like so happy just having fun and enjoying my life because eventually we're all gonna be dirt in the ground, so I might as well enjoy this life and have fun with it because money is meant to be spent. If we should also save, we should also invest. I'm a big believer in investing in passive income strategies. That's really, really important. It was the funnest week of my life, and at the same time, I'm really ready to go home because it has been a fast week. I've been always out doing things, seeing friends, seeing multiple friends every day.
Water.
What does she have in this
Water
precious
to
bag?
hydrate.
Yes, important.
Glasses.
Glasses. Okay. What decks do you have here?
Pendulum.
Oh my God, you have a pendulum. I'm
don't
obsessed
play.
with you. I'm obsessed with you.
Work your life.
There we go. We got some oracle cards.
Work your
Here we
light.
go.
I am a Taurus, so
Oh,
self-care.
self-care
Sacred.
oracle. Very nice.
Thank you. Last but not least, this contains
What's that?
my beloved plant spirit deck.
Oh, plant spirit guide cards. Oh my God. I'm obsessed with you. You're the coolest person I've ever known. You're so magical. You're a magical fairy. I'm obsessed with you.
I'm also tired and I'm ready to go home and I'm ready to work and I'm ready to create some shit and like make some awesome shit. And so I'm excited to go home back to France today, get back to my routine, back to my desk, back to making videos, back to finishing my course, my astrocartography course, which is going to be coming out this May. I'll include a link down below if you guys want to hear more about that. But I'm going to be teaching this, everything that I've been learning over the past 4 or 5 years. And yeah, I'm really excited. This is the new era I'm stepping into, the astrocartography queen era, I'm calling it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I really wanted to share this really cool story time with you because just like all the random fun things of like staying in this historic loft and like how I manifested, I think, this cool artist loft in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, like how I've always wanted to stay in a place like this. And the fact that it's historic and it's just been such a cool experience living here with this cat, Raoul.
Did you just wake up? You did. Oh, yes, you did, baby. Come over here, honey.
This is Raoul. He's a French puss. A French pussy cat. You're so good, Raoul. You're so good. I don't want to get too close to your whiskers because those are very sensitive. Very sensitive. Okay. I love cats. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I really wanted to capture this moment before I forget about it, or not just forget about it, but just forget to share. Because the thing about me is when the excitement starts to wear off, I am less motivated to record it or to document it. So I wanted to make sure I sat down and recorded this morning as soon as I woke up so that you guys can hear about the story. And don't forget to ask for what you wish for every day. Ask the universe to send you signs, send you blessings, to send you something that you're looking for. And remember to keep surrounding yourself with expanders because expanders are the secret ingredient. And I actually learned this from Lacey Phillips in her course, To Be Magnetic. She talks a lot about expanders. She's like the person who invented the term, coined the term, but it's really important to surround yourself with expanders and to be around people who inspire you. So I hope that this video, this vlog, however messy it is gonna be raw, unfiltered, kind of messy vlog. It's not gonna be curated or beautifully put together. Have a magical day and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hi, Raoul. Such a pleasure to meet you.
That was such a good show.
That was good.
That was so fantastic. So much fun.
I haven't seen a Broadway show in like 8 years.
I went to one last week.
She was so good, Leah
Yeah,
Michelle.
she really did her homework.
Yeah,
She was really
I got
fantastic.
goosebumps every time she sang.
She nailed it.
Yeah, what's
She
the
nailed
song?
it.
Don't Rain on My Parade. Don't
Yeah.
Rain on My Parade. I got goosebumps, full body goosebumps. It was so good.
You know, if it rains, you bring an umbrella.
Yeah, and oh my god, the ensemble was so good.
Oh, yes.
I think the show's playing until September, so if you're in
Yeah.
New York, try to get standing room only seats, because you might get to the front like we did for only $40. Crazy! Awesome. Thanks, Dad.
Of course. Great to see you.